Hello. Thank you for stopping by. If you're new here, welcome to the My Reader Minutes. Before I get started, I just want to do a little housekeeping. Anything on this channel is alleged and, in my opinion, and done for entertainment purposes only. Now, let's get into this. So, I won't keep you long, but I do want to talk about a couple of things that are in the YouTube streets, and it is so messy. Love in Maritinsville. Maurice Scott, if you're familiar with the show, Maurice Scott has evidently uh, put a lawsuit or filed a lawsuit against a content creator. I want to say Here for Hot Tea, Black Titanic, and there's another one. There's a third one, I believe. I don't know. I want to say Anonymous comes to mind, but it may not be her. Anonymous T, I think that's her name. Anywho, I caught her live. I caught Here for Hot Teas live, I believe, on Tuesday. Was coming home from work, and she was, oh my gosh, she was on fire. And everybody in the chat was like riled up. I mean, she had two other people that she usually goes live with on with her, I think trending at some point, and I can't remember the third lady. But anywho, I had put in the chat, like, what's going on? Like, I understood that she was being sued and who was suing her, but I didn't understand. I said, what is he suing for? I mean, what harm is he saying that she caused? And someone put back in the chat for slander and defamation. And I'm thinking to myself, I listen to Here for Hot Tea all the time. I love her channel. She's very entertaining, and I love the way she delivers whatever she's delivering. She don't let up off their neck, but it's entertaining. Now, my whole point is, if you don't want people talking about you, then guess what? You don't need to be on a reality show. And to go after a content creator, she's one of the smaller ones. I mean, I'm smaller, but she's one of the small ones. She's not big. She's not a Tasha K or a DJ Richie Sky or, one of the bigger ones. She's a smaller YouTuber. You tutor, as Miss Wanda says. Shout out to Miss Wanda. Anywho, I think she was more so upset. I don't know if I guess she was upset about the whole thing, but she was more upset when she figured that he was trying to get her bank records. Like, what do you do? What? Can he do that? I mean, I guess to see whether or not it's even worth going after her, I guess. I don't know what her finances are. And not that I care to know what they are, but my whole thing is she has her disclosures and her Fair Use Act up on her page. So I'm not understanding how he could come at her like that. Plus, she said that he did come at her before. She thought it was fake, but I want to say YouTube came to her and asked her to take something down. And I think she did. I don't know what that was about. I want to say that it's something she reposted from another content creator. And she just took it down because it really wasn't her info. She was just reusing it. Anywho, I feel some way about that. But you know what? I think it's being done for two reasons. And here's where I am with it. I think that, one, they need a storyline, him and Mrs. Scott 2.0, because they know that was poop. And I'm trying to clean it up because I'm not ready. I don't think I can cuss yet. So, nobody wants to hear about how they're not getting it in. And nobody wants to hear that this year. Hopefully they're getting it in now. Maybe she's got some medicine to help her with that. But nobody wants to hear about that. Please, not this year. So this storyline, he's involved the content creators. And I mean, what else are they going to do? Because they don't want to show their real life, evidently, clearly, or what they're really going through. Like, where's Monster? Can we show us going into court? Can you show us going to a case, doing another case? Or maybe he's going to use this as a prop to go into court and act like he's representing himself. I don't know. But I feel like, for one, it's done for storyline. Two, I think he's in the doghouse with Mrs. Scott 2.0. And the reason why I say that is because if y'all were tuned into um the reunion, Kimmy hardly said anything. I mean, when Carlos asked her a question regarding her segment on the show, she responded, but for the most part, she didn't comment on anybody else's. She just sat there, and I feel like Maurice is in the doghouse. For one, when they rolled back the soundbite of him talking about her when he went to go pick up her brand new Jeep, and she had gone on about how she wanted this Jeep so she could have her hair blow in the wind, and his little sarcastic, insensitive comment about how she didn't have much hair to do that. When they ran that soundbite and the camera panned to her face, and if um it didn't read anything, it read like, it wasn't mad, it wasn't glad, it wasn't happy. It was just like, mm-hmm, like I'll take care of this when I get home type thing. But she never raised the eyebrow, nothing. And I feel like the vibe I got was he was gonna get it if he hadn't already gotten it. And I feel like this going after them, going after content creators, takes the light off of him, especially in his household. He's got to look like he's doing something to protect his wife because that wasn't protecting her. And she feels, and I think she might have even iterated that she wasn't feeling protected by him. Anywho, so I think that's part of the problem. He's looking for a storyline and he's in the doghouse. I could be wrong. In my opinion, that's what I feel like it's about. Secondly, how you gonna get mad at bloggers? Miss Wanda goes on live and saying, "You bloggers this, you bloggers that." How you gonna get mad at bloggers for reviewing the show? I mean, we can only talk about what we see and what you present, right? Now, there are some bloggers that go deeper, do a deep dive into some of the reality stars' businesses, not so much to get them fired or to do something to damage their reputation as far as business wise, but they do their investigative work. Like, because a lot of times what they're investigating is what they share on the show. And if it's not true, the bloggers call them out about it. So they're not going in, to my knowledge, I'm going to put it like that. To my knowledge, bloggers aren't making up stuff. They're going based on what's in public record and what is presented on the show. Now, I know what was okay, so I know that what's his name? Martell got arrested um the beginning of January. That of course wasn't on the show, but it is public news. It's in the public news. It was on TV. Huntsville, Alabama's news channel reported it. So it's fair use. You cannot get mad for something that is public record. Now, if you're on Instagram and you're putting out flyers for an event that you're having in another state, and people go out there to look at your flyer and see you don't have a venue, you don't have a date, you don't have a time, they can technically talk about your flyer. And I don't know who put that Tiki Time flyer together, but the latest one that they have out there looks very professional. It clearly has somebody else do that. I don't know who put together that flyer. Some kid on the computer put that together. I guess it might have been the same one that did her web design. I don't know. But they were spelling things wrong and everything. So I don't know. But they had misspellings on there. And then they have, I guess Amazon is a sponsor, which is great. However, now they have Dr. Heavenly on there as one of the speakers. I don't know who else is speaking. I think I was watching somebody's channel and they ran through a lot of the speakers. The only one I know that it has public recognition is Dr. Heavenly. I'm not sure if these other people are just local to Atlanta. Yeah, so what I was saying, I mean, so anyway, if it's public record, it's fair use. Okay. So if you don't like, and another thing, I feel like the show probably wouldn't have its popularity that it does unless it was for social media. I know Mel used to be on social media all the time, a lot more than she is now. And that is really how she promoted herself, her show, and people got familiar with her. And she built a personal connection with her followers. That's why the millimeters, or call, I don't know who she called them millimeters, or they called themselves millimeters, came about. But the other couples on the show didn't do that really. I think actually Kimmy kind of frowned on it, like, Mister, you're always on social media. Letitia said, "You're always on social media." Well, my thing is, I guess Mel didn't feel like she had anything to hide. So her thing was, yeah, I'm out here and I'm talking to people that follow the show. She was actually self promoting, which they do kind of sort of now, but not. I don't think Kimmy is really big on social media. You might see her every now and again go on Instagram and say hi or put a few pics out there, but she's not really into it. And Letitia does it a lot more now, but still not like Melody. You know, Melody right now has a business and online business, so that helps her network and so forth. And but Letitia doesn't utilize the platform the way she probably should. But it is what it is. Everybody's different. But I'm really disappointed in him coming after content creators. I really am. If and I don't know if he has a case or not, but it is probably inconvenient for the content creator. And I don't know if I've seen her online today. Usually she goes online every day, but maybe her lawyer has told her to stop for the time being, at least talking about them. So, but I'm telling you, once this passes, and if it if it pans out that he don't really have nothing to go on, she is going to come 10 times harder. And I feel sorry for them. Oh, yes, I feel sorry for them. So the next topic I want to go over, just and I'm only going to be here a few more minutes, is Monique and her son. I don't think they need to be on social media anymore. The back and forth on online and social media, they need to take this offline and talk amongst themselves without daddy. Because I think daddy is the main problem. I mean, I don't understand why Monique feels like he needs to be in every room with her to speak for her. I think that's a lot of my opinion. That's the reason why Tyler doesn't want to deal, nor Oprah, because I listened to their response back to their son's first video, her son's first video. And Monique would chime in here and there, but daddy did all the talking. Like nobody was really talking. He didn't address anything to her. I mean, to him, I don't think. Not totally. I mean, he was mentioned, but I think the video was for Monique. But he did all the talking. I mean, he talked and talked and talked. I had it up and I came back in the room. I'm like, he's still talking. Like, what is going on? And if that's how he normally conducts himself, no matter where he is, in business meetings, sidebars, whatever Monique got on going on, and he's the mouthpiece because he's representing her as the manager. I would say no. Are you going to be there? Is Sid going to be there? Because if Sid's going to be there, I don't want to come. Nothing against Sid. I'm sure he's a nice guy. I don't know him. But if I want to talk to Monique, I want to talk to Monique. It doesn't always have to be about business. I get it. He's the manager. But if I'm her son, that has nothing to do with you, Sydney. Nothing. That is a personal matter between mother and son. You don't need to be there. You don't need to be in the room. Just saying. That's the whole big problem. Now, honestly, I can honestly say, even though she was an ain't crap mother to her son, he acknowledged it. She acknowledged it. But, she threw money at him. She gave him everything he wanted, which is not what he wanted. She didn't give him everything he wanted, but monetarily wise, she gave him everything she wanted. And evidently the school, whatever she paid for as far as schooling, panned out great. Because, he read her eloquently. I couldn't even get it out. He read her and him and daddy eloquently. Those were strong reads. He broke it down. I had to listen to him. I said, "Oh my goodness!" I, I was, my whole face was like in awe. But Monique, I don't know how her other kids are or how they compare to her oldest child, but if they come across as bright as they do, more power to. She has a smart, intelligent kid. You can tell, and he clearly has never wanted for anything except for his mom. And that's sad. That is sad. So that's all I really wanted to say. It's probably more that I thought about earlier, but I have forgotten it. I don't know. But Maurice, whatever. Oh, one more thing for Love and Marriage Huntsville. Okay. Original Straight No Chaser put out another audio of Coleslaw, and she confirmed that Maurice and Marceau are cheaters. Notice I said confirmed, not said that they were. Because I think we kind of knew, in my mind, in my opinion, they act or behave like they could be. But because we didn't have any proof, and still really don't, it's still going on what Coleslaw said. But supposedly she's talking to this lady, Nay, who doesn't have any remote feeling to think that Nay is recording her. So why would she need to lie about something like that? You could tell she's generally talking to her like this is someone that she can confide in, because she got all this stuff and she needs to tell it to somebody, because she got it all from pillow talk from Martell, because Martell has filled her head with so much stuff. This one does this one, this one does that one, this one does this one, and she just regurgitates it to Nay, because Nay must have called her almost every day. And who knows how much more audio she has getting this tea from this girl. And I guess if you're going to talk to a blogger, you want to remain friends with the blogger, because as soon as you all are no longer friends, she got you or he got you. So be careful, you all out there becoming friends with bloggers. Just saying. Anywho, that's all I got to say. Ain't like we didn't know what they were about. I think I kind of thought it, but it ain't like I don't have a dog in none of their fights, so it is what it is. Just don't be coming on the reality show acting like you're one way and you're really not. Okay. That's all I got, y'all. Have a great day.